Hi guys. I am just making this video as a way to show you how to work through this assignment. The directions are on the assignment, but I wanted to just make a few things a little bit more clear. This activity you're going to use to help kind of refine your topic and to make sure that you have a topic that's going to be workable for a TED Talk. So what I'm going to have you do is complete this activity while you're completing this document at the top here, just to kind of keep track of your thinking as you go through the activity. And then when you are done, you're going to post your topic to Schoology in a separate assignment. You're going to create a little link, type in your topic there as a thesis statement, and then you are going to that will be your topic. And then I will work with you in that section back and forth to make sure your topic is refined so that way you have one spot you know to look for and it doesn't get lost. And you'll need to earn full credit for that to move forward with your topic. I don't think it'll take too long, but you and I will have to make sure that we have a good understanding so that I can make sure that you can research this topic and you're going to find the information that you want, because I don't want you to be stuck researching and having a really hard time because your topic isn't worded the right way or something like that. So that is what I want you to make sure that you are thinking about as we go through this. So we're going to pick a topic for our Titan topic. Your requirements are listed over here. And so these are things I want you to think about as you go through this. I want the topic to be interesting to you. It will be a waste of time if it's not. That's the beauty of this class, is you get to pick what you study. And I just kind of help you refine your thinking about that and your communication about that. So that's super exciting. So pick something you actually are interested in. It needs to be not too broad and not too narrow. And this is because if you bite off too broad of a topic, you won't be able to make the time limit. You'll have too much to talk about in the time limit allotted for you. And so you want to be real specific so that you can talk about a pretty small idea and get it done in 3 to 5 minutes, which is the time limit that you have for this, which is not a very long Titan talk. And most of the time people go over and have to cut. And so that's what I want you to remember in the back of your mind, is make it pretty specific. It needs to have a social significance, meaning it needs to be it needs to be important or relevant to people other than just yourself. So it can't be something that really is only about you in a situation with you or your people you want to talk about. It needs to be something that is transferable in ideology from an individual to an individual, from a family to a family, from a friend group to a friend group, from one town to the next, right? So you need to make sure in the back of your mind you're thinking, okay, is this going to make sense or be important to people other than just the people I'm aware of? It needs to involve one of those power dynamics, and it needs to be pretty explicitly stated. I want to know, what is the dynamic you're noticing? So what is the power type that you're seeing within your dynamic that you're talking about, in the relationship that you're talking about between individuals or within an individual and society? So make sure that you can talk about that. And so that's where that blue packet's going to be really important for you to kind of go through and find something that will connect to what you want to talk about. And there could be multiple dynamics. I don't want you to talk about multiple dynamics. I want you to pick one dynamic and one situation or aspect of a situation and focus in on that particular thing. And then you need to accurately connect the two concepts together. So you need to accurately kind of connect how those two things are being discussed. So that's what your topic needs to be able to do, and that's what your presentation needs to be able to do. So in your topic, I'm going to be looking for a thesis statement that states those ideas, the situation that you're talking about, the type of power you're talking about, and then the relationship or how they're similar needs to be stated. This is not problem solution. This is an analysis of society. This is where you're kind of like identifying something and describing it and naming it for people and kind of talking about why it's important to identify this type of power dynamic. So it's going to be very similar in your structure to how we set up one of your critical paragraphs. It's just, this is a whole essay worth of critical paragraph ideas. And so those critical paragraph formats that I gave you will be helpful, because those are how you'll kind of structure the parts of your thing. But that's, if you want to look at a thesis statement structure, the critical paragraph thesis statement structure, you're going to have a thing and a thing, power dynamic, and your situation, and then you're going to have an analysis behind it that shows how they're connected. So step one is you're going to browse the lists following here. So from step one, you want to click on this little arrow, and it'll take you to the table of contents. And in this table of contents, you will see all different kinds of topics. Okay, all of these things are really great topics. So if we want to just pick on books and reading, and then here's a list of articles. So is there any benefit to reading books you hate? And so what we're going to do is then look at the article and just read it. Just go through and read the article and see if it is something that you're interested in. You do not need to necessarily read the entire article unless you're like, yes, this is my topic and this could be research. If you get through part way and you're like, yeah, this doesn't really talk about something that I'm not interested in, then go back. Don't pick that topic. Don't look at it that way. Instead, come back, find something else. If you decide, now books and reading really wasn't what I wanted to talk about, you can come back to the table of contents and pick another topic. We've been talking a lot about government structures just because that's the things that I have as resources, and because they connect with your novels as well. But you don't have to talk about that. You don't have to talk about something related to social situations. You can talk about interpersonal relationships. You can talk about sports teams. You can talk about just as an individual and being self-aware in some way, shape, or form. You can talk about technology and internet and social media. Those are all possible. So don't think that just because I have one kind of topic we've been kind of talking about that you are stuck with that by any means. The other thing to think about too is you don't have to pull your novel into this particular subject matter. Some of these topics will not relate to the books that you have, depending on what you pick. If you want to, and if you can, by all means, you can absolutely use it as an example of a power dynamic that you want to talk about. If it connects the things you're seeing, you can bring it in, but it is not an expectation, nor is it a requirement that you have to talk about your independent novel in this particular assignment. It's up to you to decide if that's the best thing. So I'm going to click over here on the home page. So once you've done this step and you feel you have two potential steps, you're going to go to step 2. Okay. And in step 2, you're going to look at these different databases, and the usernames and passwords, they kind of pop up below here, but they're the green highlighting here. That's where you find your usernames and passwords for these and how to get in to these particular databases. So please make sure that you are using that. And then you need to make sure that you answer these questions. Can you find additional information about the topic? Is the information current? Do you enjoy reading and learning about this topic? So if you go here, as you're working, you're to pick your topic. So what I want you to do is, when you found your 2 topics, I want you to type them here. Okay. Then these are the 3 questions for step 2, and you need to highlight your answer, yes or no. If you have 3 yeses, it's a good topic and you can continue. If you have 3 no's, it is not a good topic and you need to start over. You only need to have 1 good topic, and if you're happy with that, use it. You don't need to start over unless you end up with 2 not good topics. So then you can go down here, and I want you to type the topic. Okay, so this will be your kind of your thesis statement type thing, where you're connecting the bits and the pieces together here. So that's what I want you to consider as you type in right here. You want to make it a sentence similar to what we talked about Thursday and Friday, where I showed you the thesis statement for one of the topics of one of the power talks from last year. So that's what I want you to think about adding here. So when you get this done, you're going to, step 3 is submitting your work. So step 1, reviewing the topics. Step 2, double checking the databases, making sure you can find information out there. If you don't double check the databases, what's going to happen is you might potentially get into a topic and realize there's nothing from the databases about my topic. There's nothing that interests me here. This isn't what I wanted to talk about. And you'll have to start over again. So that's why we're doing it in step 2 before we even move into the actual research phase. because I don't want you to have to restart and restart and restart. I want you to have a topic that you can stick with, because I'm not there to help guide you and refine it as much as I would be if we were in class 5 days a week. So I want you to make sure that you have what you need here. If at any point you get stuck, please reach out to me so that I can help maybe refine a word or help you kind of think about the connection to help you pull it together. And then step 3 is right here. Step 3 is you are going to submit these things. So the brainstorming page, this doc here, you're going to add to the assignment in Schoology and just add your, just make yours, submit it there. And then the next thing you're going to do is complete the topic selection assignment. And you're just going to go into Schoology and you're going to create it, and you're going to type in or paste in, depending on how you did it on your brainstorming sheet. But you're going to just add your thesis statement there. It's a working thesis statement. There might be some changes to it. That's fine. I just want to see how you're piecing the bits together. And that's what I want you to do with that section. So like I said, always, if you have any questions from me or for me, please reach out. This is one of those things that as we first get started on it, it's overwhelming. You're like, I don't even know what she wants. Well, if you're not sure, clarify. All right. Clarify what you are thinking, clarify how you want to do it. Don't worry about having a perfect thesis statement. You're not getting points for having a perfect thesis statement. You're getting points for having a topic that is rounded out, that has I'm giving you points for the topic that you're picking, the power dynamic that you are connecting it to, and then the actual idea, that you have an idea on how they connect. It may not be your finished idea, but it's at least something that you're kind of seeing. So those are the 3 parts that I'm looking for in your topic selection statement. So if you have any questions, like I said, reach out. But other than that, good luck and let me know what you need.